Hey guys, come on into the room. Be coachable, teachable, trainable. Post your city and state where you're catching this information from. On today, my name is Brandmaster Martina Britt Yelverton, and it has been a minute since we have been on StreamYard. So I'm over here flailing around just a little bit, running a little bit behind, trying to get this information out into these internet streets, but I appreciate your time. Again, my name is Brandmaster Martina Britt Yelverton, your cash flow queen and founder of Family First Designs, a brand new agency, literally endeavoring to help you get your assets in order so you can go from stuck and struggling to gaining impact and influence inside of your own personal brand, your lifestyle brand, your business structure, your business brand, whatever it is that God has gifted you with as your talent, so that you can attract the people to you that need whatever it is that you are gifted and granted and alive, living, mobile, breathing, and sane enough to share so that they can understand your value, your vision, and your voice. And yes, that was a long intro. I'm still waiting for my hijimablobbing that I got going on here to get up and operating. So I'm supposed to be streaming directly inside of the community, and I'm trying to get it up and running. Boom, there it goes. So now it is up and running. Let me unmute for a hot second. Okay, and it is on and popping. Yes, yes, yes. So I have been struggling on this end of the entire platform to figure out how in the world to get my system to do what it needs to do over on Zoom. But you guys know my heart is with StreamYard. Well, I was going to figure that thing out. And guess what? That thing did not get figured out. So I said, you know what? Scratch all that. Go do what it is that you know how to do. And that's to find the solution to your problem. Okay. And so the problem was that I could not get the system to stream the way that I wanted it to stream. I wanted it to be able to stream out to my multiple channels. So right now we're live on Facebook on the profile and the page. We're also live on LinkedIn, YouTube, and we are live inside of the free brand you community. And that is the way that I love for my system to do what it is that it does, for it to be able to stream out to multiple locations, the way that I love for it to stream out to multiple locations and do what it is that it needs to do. But I also want to be able to stream and talk with my own personal free brand you community. And I couldn't figure out why I could not get it to do what it is that I needed for it to do. However, we figured that thing out. So all of you who are watching, thank you so much. If you want to drop your comments inside of the comment for whichever platform that you are streaming on, I ask that you guys come on into the room, be coachable, teachable, trainable, post your city and state for where you are streaming in from, because that lets me know where my value, my vision, and my voice is actually reaching out here in these internet streets. And I would be so ever grateful for you guys to do that. If you would be coachable, teachable, and trainable, because also here inside of StreamYard, we have a new feature, guys, that allows people to be able to put their comments up and they'll come up automatically. So I don't have to worry about trying to multitask, get this coaching, this teaching, and this training on a Canva checklist on today, and watch the comments. I don't have to do both of those. Praise God, right? So when you are using that the correct way, then it does what it is that it needs to do. And you guys see what it is that I would like for you to see. So I was sitting over here trying to figure out how to get that on and popping, trying to make that do what it is that I wanted it to do so that things would come up the way that they needed to come up. And now your girl feels like she is at home. Yes. Okay. So again, my name is Brandmaster Martina Britt Yelverton. Today's training is specifically on how to create a Canva checklist, but we're going to discuss specifically a lead magnet. So I will be sharing with you guys how you are available to do this inside your own free Canva account. And if you currently do not have a Canva account, you know your girl got you covered. You can actually go over to canva.martinabrityelverton.com. You can get your own free Canva account and you can join us right inside of the community doing what it is that you will learn how to do. You may not know how to do it yet, but doing what it is that you will know how to do once you finish up with everything that we're talking about today. So again, if you would drop that information in the comments, give me some thumbs up, give me some hearts, give me some love. all of that, so I'll know that I can be seen, that I can be heard, that I will know that you guys are seeing this. Thank you so much, Velvet's Branch. I appreciate it. For those of you who are catching and watching this live, just because I'm talking about doing this in Canva, just because you most recently see me talking about the speaking industry, does not mean that you cannot take my coaching, my teaching, my training, and the information that I put out here into the streets. You can't take it and utilize it, repurpose it, do whatever it is that you need to do with it inside of your own business, brand, lifestyle, whatever it is inside of your own system. Yes, you can. You can do that. So if you're watching this information and you know you're not a Canva user, then this information is for you. Why? Because you may need to flesh out some things. You may need to figure out some things. So one of the things that I have done with my most recent client is she had literally a 15 page. Let's see if I can find it for you guys. So I don't have to, guess or make this stuff up. I'm going to see if I can locate her file without divulging too much of her information here. Let's see if I can locate her file. So her original file that she sent over to me, this is the brand assets file. So let's see if I can go to Docs and I can type in up here ADHD, because we named it something where we were kind of playing around with her. But this is her first document that she submitted. Her name is Tawana Lynette. She is one of my brand new, my Lighthouse clients, been with me forever and a day, right? But she's taking her branding more seriously. She's taking her value, right? Her vision and her voice, her skills, right? That gift that will make room for her. She's taking it more seriously now, and she's putting it out here in a whole entire new zhuzh, a whole entire new format. So this is a Google Doc that I ask my clients to set up so that they can brain dump, right? So they can get everything that they think is what they want to do out on paper. And then we take it and we trim away all the fat so that we have the meat. So when she first started doing this, it was over 15 pages. So right now, if you go over here, these are the 15 pages that we initially started with, okay? And then we had to turn around after she finished her 15 pages worth of dumping. We actually were able to go in and we were able to break that down into 5 quick pages to talk about what her brand is, who her brand is, what she feels like is who she is inside of her branding. Then we're able to go even beyond that. And I'm going to hold this up and show it to you in print first. Okay. And then I'm going to pull it up and show it to you on screen. So let me do this. Let's see if I can remember how to pull my self-center. So this here is her brand strategy guide. Okay, so if you have no earthly idea what a brand strategy guide is, it's where we take some of your simple items inside of your brand and recreate your strategy from that. So then we were able to take her brand strategy guide from that 5-page document that she gave me, and we were able to create the all important things like who her customer avatar is, finding out what their pain point and positioning is, figuring out what her value proposition is for them, some of her taglines, set up her brand identity, and understand better her brand voice. From that, we then got her color palettes inserted, and we were able to figure out what her typography was. Then took that thing and then put it inside of our handy dandy Mandy, right, AI system, and it allowed us to then come up with even deeper information about her strategy, her value, her vision, and her voice. On our last training, we set up her one sheet, her speaker one sheet. Let me show you that. We set up her speaker one sheet. So we set up her speaker one sheet so that if someone, EPs, event planners, the people who need these coaches, these experts to come and talk at their events to their audience to help them with some type of transformation, that EP wants to know very quickly, very easily what it is that you do, right? They want to know that information at the drop of a hat. Why? Because they're busy. They need to know who you are, what it is that you do, what it is that you're going to bring to their audience, what transformation do you offer for their audience. They want to know that quick, fast, in a hurry, right? And so in order to do that, we set up a speaker one sheet. So when that individual, that EP goes looking for speakers, they can see quickly the people who are saying that they are an expert, what their expertise is and what transformation that expert is going to offer their audience. Once they see that, then they're going to want to know, well, exactly what is it that that individual is going to do when they speak? And one of the things that I endeavor that my clients be available to do for people when they speak is they need to offer them some type of freebie, some type of giveaway, some type of checklist, because most people want to know the A, the B, the C, how to get that dang thing done. And so today we're going to walk through setting up a Canva checklist in a free tool called what? Google is what you're going to see on the end. But as we go through the process, you're going to see me set this up inside of Canva. So I'm going to show you. Let's see if I can get back to that. Did that drop me back down to the bottom? Pull the sheet back up. You guys should be, there we go. Now I'm really out of the way. Want to make sure I'm out of the way so you can see what it is that I'm sharing. So this is a Google sheet, free on Google. If you don't have a Google account, go to google.com, get yourself a Google account. How do you get yourself a Google account? You need a Gmail. Go to Google, get yourself a free Gmail. mail.google.com. Set yourself up a free Gmail account. From that, you can use spreadsheets, you can use forms, you can use docs, you can have meetings, all of that inexpensively inside of the Google platform. Okay. So this is a Google checklist. Yes, you can set this up extremely easily. I've done training on that before. You set it up with your own headers, with your own footers, all of this information, set up your links, put your little footers down here, set up all your checklists in the body, put your little header up here with your branded logo, all of that. Save this as a PDF, take your domain to which you should have a subdomain for, take that subdomain and forward it to this sheet. Now you have a free giveaway, a free checklist, a free something to put in someone else's hand. And imagine if you turn around and put a QR code on it where all they have to do is pick up their phone, scan the screen while you're on the stage, and this ends up in their email. That's how simple it is to set it up on Google. Now, I know for you guys who follow me, know that is a very, very not easy process I just explained. If you are a novice user of Google Sheets, if you are a novice user of Canva, any of those, that probably sounded like a whole lot. Guess what? I offer a checklist inside of the free Brand You community where you are available to go in there, get yourself a free account, go through the extensive amount of trainings that I have in there, the extensive amount of checklists that I have in there, the extensive amount of items that I have in there, so you don't have to be confused. So let me see if I can edit this right here real quick. And I'll say, grab your access today at community.martinabrittyoverton.com. There we go. And let me save that real quick for you guys. Save. Because I want you to know where you have all of this available. So you don't have to look. You don't have to, try and figure things out. You don't have to, kind of go crazy trying to understand how to use things. And let me go ahead and set this up so that you guys can be able to see that while I continue to talk about this. All right. And so there you have it. It's scrolling at the top of your screen. You can go to community.martinabrittyoverton.com and join the brand new free community on today. You can see all of the trainings. You can see all of the checklist, the downloads, anything that you need to see so that you can do what you can follow along. You can understand what it is that I'm saying, how it is that I'm sharing it, and what it is that you need to be able to go along this journey. Now that is a good solid, if I'm not mistaken, 10 to 12 to 15 minutes of banter telling you why we do what we do, who I am, the value that I have to offer. And what I want to do right now is go ahead and jump into the Canva setup. So as I said, if you do not currently have a Canva account, get yourself a Canva account, right? Canva.martinabrittyoverton.com. And let's move directly over into why you want to have this available, what it is that you need to do. So right now I'm going to go into a Canva account. Let's just go back to the home page here in Canva. Now, again, my Canva account will look very different from your Canva account. The reason my Canva account will look different is because I'm an agency. I have multiple client folders inside my Canva account. I have multiple templates. I have multiple projects. So please do not open up your Canva expecting it to be full. When you open up your Canva, it's going to be blank in this area below because you haven't started any projects yet. Or if you are a user, you'll see your projects here. Okay, the number one thing that you need to understand, and let me prerequisite this, let me make sure that I am looking you directly in your face real quick, fast. Hear me when I say Canva is a deep rabbit hole. You can get lost. You may not find your way back. No, it is not a cute bells and whistles program. It is something that can take you to the next level, especially if you have a brand master who's setting up your portal for you so that when you go into it and open it, you see most of the templates that have been done with you or done for you. Now, if you're a DIY user, then I'm going to show you other ways like today where you can access templates and then you can begin to use those templates. But on your own, don't say your brand master didn't warn you. This is a deep rabbit hole that you can go down and you may not come back to us. Okay, but back to my regularly scheduled program. Throw myself back up at the top. Here we are. So here inside of Canva, again, yours will be blank. You are available to find a multitude of projects. Okay, there is a lot that you will find in here. Okay, you will be starting from a blank slate if you are brand new. And honestly, if you're looking at everything that's in there, that is the fastest way to get overwhelmed and quit using this, okay? So I'm going to help you stand on the shoulders of some giants, okay? And we're going to look in the Canva search bar right up here, all right? And we're going to type the word checklist, okay? So when I type in checklist, it is immediately going to be looking at my designs and checklists that I have because I'm in my account. Yours should immediately bring up templates, okay? Should bring up Canva templates, okay? But again, I'm in mine, it's looking inside my account. And so you have different options down here on yours than you see what I have here today. So I just need you to understand that if I wanted it specifically to look at something I had named checklist inside of mine, here are all the various checklists that it would find, okay? So understand when you open yours is going to look a little different than mine, all right? So again, what I want you to understand is when you first open it, it's going to be blank, okay? Press pause, hold for me 1 second, and breathe through that. It's going to be blank, all right? So hold on one hot sec. Let's pull that down and away. Let me go over to an area. Let me see if I can get something to come up here. Hopefully my dog is not having a full-on fit. Hear it because he is down there having a fit, and I pray you guys can't hear it. Please stop having a fit, Mello. So he has calmed down. He has quieted down. Okay. Thank you for that small commercial break for me to handle him. All right. So let's go back to, again, if you come in here, what you're going to see is a multitude of things. What I want you guys to do for your first time is look over to this left-hand column here, and it says templates. So on yours, you may not have any projects here. Yours may go from the home button directly into templates. That's fine. Find templates on the left-hand column. Let me make sure I move that out the way. So this is what yours will look like. Find templates on the left-hand column and select templates. This is what you should look at. You should be looking in the templates option here, and you should be able to move forward there. Okay. So when you're doing that, understand, again, don't say your sister didn't warn you. I done told you it's going to be a lot. This, again, is the fastest way to quit. right? So when you go up here to the top into the search bar and you type in checklist and you hit enter, yes, you could go down a rabbit hole of travel, weekly, wedding, daily, cleaning, totally up to you. For the purpose of what I'm showing you, you're going to type in checklist. Instantly, when you hit enter, look what happens. Templates upon templates upon templates will open up. The world of templates will open up. Canva can give you thousands of options. Please don't get distracted by all the pretty colors. Your goal here is to find a template that has a clean, professional look and feel, and something that already matches the elements of what you're trying to build. It may not match in the colors, easy fix. It may not match in the layout, easy fix, okay? Just something that matches in the, I kid you not, elements. Does it have icons that match? Does it have columns that match? Does it have blocks or rows that match? Something like that, that is simple. Only because this is jumping out to me, I'm going to select this one right here that says house cleaning. Let me help you guys who get just a touch of ADD right now. Let me go ahead and help you with this, okay? Here is the way to help yourself. Just start it. Let me see if I can get back over here. Let me make sure you guys can see it. Okay, you can see it. Just put, if you hover over it, this little icon pops up. Just click the star. Just say, yes, I like that one. I'm going to ask you only to start about 2 to 3, because again, I don't need you going down a rabbit hole. Let's scroll. Do we see any others that are hopping out to us? This is a very simple one. This is a simple one. Keep scrolling. These are cleaning. I like this one. Let's check. That was a 2 or 3 page one. Star that one. Keep scrolling. That was 2, right? Oh, let's see. Let's go with a moving checklist. Here's another one, 3. So I've starred 3. That's all I need. If I'd like to go up here and view my starred, then it's going to put 3 up here and anything else that I happen to have starred. But for you, because we only did 3, it's going to bring those 3 up to the top. Now you're looking at 3. Let's go with one that has a very easy, clear title. Again, one that is clean. I'm going to go with the moving checklist. Double click on that to open it up. Look at it a little bit bigger. Yep, easy to read. Then let's customize this template. Now it's going to open me up a second window where now, let's make it a little bit bigger across the bottom here. Now I can see this even bigger to see, is this really aligned with what I'm looking for the purpose of this training? It sure is. Okay. So it's clean. It's simple. It has a place for me to replace and add my logo. So should I choose to do that? So I double clicked on it and I have it open here now. Okay. Now, in a previous training, I also showed you, and I also said to you earlier, how do we then, since these are not my brand colors, how do I then make these my brand colors? Well, we discussed this button over here, which is a couple of down from here on the left-hand panel, a couple down from the templates. I have a brand kit set up. Now, if you're wanting to know how in the world you set up a brand kit, I'm going to suggest that you go a couple of videos back and you have a look at the training that we did in this same series, just a couple videos back, where we discussed how to set up this brand kit. For the purpose of today, I'm just going to flip on myself and my brand master brand kit so that my colors come up. All right. Now that I'm in my colors, anytime I'm selecting over here to the left and to the right, I'm going to be able to see my kit. These are all the other client kits that are in the portal, right? But I specifically will be able to see my kit, all right, because I have myself selected. So I want to make sure you go back up here. Yep, I'm in my brand master kit. Sometimes I have to check on myself, y'all. All right. And so now that I'm in my project and I know I'm actually inside my kit, I'm going to click here in the background. When I click here in the background, of course, I would prefer this to be on a plain white sheet of paper. So I'm going to go up here to the toolbar and I'm going to click that circle for the color. Mind you, as soon as I click that circle, because I clicked on the color over here on the left-hand side, my panel opened, my color panel opened, and I'm going to select that it be white. Now, if there's anything else that uses that color, it's going to say, hey, do you need to change them all to white? Yes, change everything that I had on here that was that beige color to white. Yes. Now, I want to change this color here. If I want to change that to be bold or whatever, I'm going to say, hey, change that to green. It's going to say, do you want to change any others that is that color to green? Change all. Yes. Did you notice it changed the background up here? You guys probably didn't even see that that one was a different color, but that's the beauty of using this template. Everything that was that color, it changes it quickly for you. Don't you just love when stuff can be just done quick and easy for you, right? So I changed the green colors. I'm using my brand colors. If you don't have any official brand colors yet, don't panic. For the purpose of today, just choose 2 colors or just leave the colors all alone if they happen to be the colors that you need. Just pick 2 consistent colors that you feel currently on here look good together. Canva will make suggestions, okay? Now, yes, there's already some semblance of a logo on here, but just for the purpose of this training, I'm going to show you how you would update and make yours. Again, let's go back over to our handy dandy panel on the left. Let's get out of the colors and let's, where to go? Let's click on the image so that we can have something there. And now I want to go back over here to the brand kit button and I want to scroll down to logos. I already have my logos loaded. Again, if you want to know how to load the brand kit, go to a former video. Greatly appreciate it for the purpose of whatever we got going on. If I get an opportunity, I'm going to post it somewhere down here, probably down here. I'll make it my next video in case you need to go back on YouTube. It'll pop up that way and it'll suggest it to you. Okay. So for the purpose of this, I'm going to just delete that. Right. I'm going to go back over here to my brand kit and I'm going to ask it, please bring in and utilize this logo. Right. See how it popped it right in? Well, I am a novice user. I don't know how to get that to do what it just did. So I'm going to select undo. I'm going to go up here in the column and I'm going to select undo. Take away that logo that just overwhelmed me. Undo again. Put that logo back. That really just overwhelmed me. And I'm just going to click and grab, press and hold, and pull that until it takes the space that would be here. Okay. That's generally how you would do it. But for the purposes of what we're doing today, what I would like for you guys to do is click and delete that. And then I want you to go up here to where the elements are. That is the second, number 2. That is the second icon on the left, right? And I want you to see that there are shapes, graphics, animations, photos, videos, audio. Like I told you, a rabbit hole exists. And I just want you to click on shapes. Now, when you click on shapes, you won't have any recently used if you are brand new to this. If you click on this because you're brand new, I just want you to click the circle or the square or the triangle, whatever works for you. And it's going to pop it onto the screen. Then let's just move that up to the space that we have there. Let's grab this corner down here and let's bring that up as we hold our shift button. Did you see what happened? This is me freeform grabbing from the corner. This is me, and remember, I never let that corner go with my mouse. This is me pressing shift on my keyboard, and that allows me to keep the dimensions as a square because we want that to fit right where we want that to fit. Then we can let it go. Now we have a nice perfect square right where we want it to be at. And now we're going to go back over to that left-hand panel. We're going to click on the brand. We see that we're in the logos tab, and we're going to grab that and we're going to drag it again until it hits that shape. I don't know why this is not acting right. Probably because I'm live trying to coach and teach and train y'all something. See that how it happens? So let me send that out of my way and let me click it again. And it's probably because I used a shape, not a frame. Let's see if she wants to act any better. Let me type in frame up here. Don't you just love it when stuff goes left in the middle of your thing? All right, so my frames are not showing up for some crazy odd reason. So what I'm going to do, we're going to be it on the fly. We're going to grab the logo. We're going to bring it out here. And then we're going to do the same thing with it. What I want you to do is kind of hold it over here where she's supposed to be, since she's decided she wants to act up, right? And we're going to grab from that corner, just like I said. We're going to press and hold shift on our keyboard. We're going to click to now bring it down. Everything acting a fool today. There we go. All righty. And this is if you want your logo on your checklist. Of course, as your brand master, I am going to suggest that you do that. You put your logo on everything. You, like you say, Frank's hot sauce, I won't put that on everything. You want to put your logo on everything, okay? So again, this is if you're adding it to yours. For the purpose of today, this is very basic, a very basics training class. Yes, you want your logo on everything. Go on your brand kit, click it and add it. When you have it like that, grab that corner down there, drag it the way you need to drag it to fit where you need it to fit. Your logo may be a circle. You may want to put it somewhere else. For the purpose of the day, I'm just showing you very easily how you can make that logo fit and sit where you need it to fit and sit at. Does that make sense to everybody? Is everybody following me okay? Okay? You guys in the community, following. I hope it's working for you, okay? You guys here watching live, I hope and pray it's working for you, okay? If you have any questions, ask me in the comments. I'll bring up that screen periodically and I'll check in with you guys, okay? Now that you have your logo, boom, we've added our logo, whether we had it in the brand kit, and if we did not have it in the brand kit, under the brand kit, there's a button that says upload. Upload. Go find your logo. It'll put it in here. Then you can grab it and put your logo on your Canva checklist. All right. Next, if you had to make adjustments to the content that is here, again, your list that you're creating, this may not be the order for your logistics, right? This may not be the order of the way that you ask for things. The purge and pack may not be this way, right? All of these things that you see this square popping up for, they're all editable. All you have to do is click, and now you can type in there. You see how I can highlight it all? Hacks for efficiency and speed. See how I'm able to just type in the box? You can adjust any of this text the way that you need to adjust it. The most important part is your content. A pretty checklist that does not solve a problem is just a pretty checklist. Your checklist needs to solve a specific problem, a tangible problem. Currently, the template that we chose is these individuals were looking for a quick and easy moving checklist. Again, they may not have utilities and home services that they want on their checklist. Then you just highlight it and delete it. But you're giving them as much of a solution to a problem for your specific niche. We're just using this as the example. Okay. Again, a pretty checklist that does not solve a problem is just that, a pretty checklist. Say, for example, you have 5 steps to prepare for your first podcast interview. The title on that template on this template is generic. So if I wanted to change it, then all I would need to do is go to that box and change it. So for the purpose of this, let's take this down a couple of fonts because I want to add a few words and I don't want it to freak out all over the page and you guys lose your mind. So I'm going to say the 5-step fast moving. And I would love for this to cooperate with me. So I'm just going to put a couple spaces in there and we're going to see if it's going to cooperate. Because I like to be creative. I don't want it just to say checklist. I want it to have some personality to it. So I'm going to go back to my elements and I'm going to say check. Did I go to shapes? I sure did. I meant to go to elements or graphics. And I'm going to leave it at all and just see if it will cooperate. There we go. So I didn't select any of the items below. I just went to the box at the top and I just put check, right? So if I now click on check, it's going to bring that check mark in. And what are we going to do? We're going to drag that check mark up to about where we think it'll fit nice and pretty. And now we're just going to move it to the correct size. And now we know this is a checklist. And this is just me. You don't have to do this. I just like being creative like this. And of course, we're going to change the color to the green that we're using throughout, right? This is just me showing you that you can edit the title to whatever fits the way you want it to fit. And now you can play around with increasing the size and, you know, putting it back where it was, doing whatever it is that you need it to do. Now, one thing that you have to understand is sometimes when you're moving things around, you may lose which element is on top. If you happen to lose which element is on top and your element becomes so that you can't edit it, go up to position, have a look at layers, and figure out if that check was behind this text box or if this logo was in a different layer where you couldn't access it, okay? Don't freak out if you go to click in and something is just not acting right. It just means that this document is created in layers and you just can't access anything beneath without accessing what's on top. So you just look at your little position, go over here to layers, and then determine how you can access that. Okay, so again, you are available to edit and make your checklist whatever you need it to be. You're available to add images, add graphics. Like if we wanted to make this even more pretty, here's talking about utilities and home services, right? If up here I wanted to type in utilities in hopes that it'll give me a utilities graphics, it did. Here are some nice little graphics. I'm then available to choose one of these, any of these that I want, and add it, boom, to the document. Again, making it fit a nice little size, sliding it around, adding it wherever I want to add it. Okay. You are available to make this graphic, this checklist look however it needs to look to grab your person's attention so that they will use it. All right. Again, you just want to make sure that you're making this usable, that it will answer, that it will provide a solution, that it will give a result. Name it the ultimate something, the 5-step this, the best whatever it is that you have ever, as long as it aligns with the result that the individual will receive. Okay. I believe I have beat that horse dead. All right. So the last thing that I want you to make sure that you do when you create a checklist, right? When you're setting it up, this is the ultimate checklist. It has everything that it needs to do. But the one thing that you need to make sure that you do not miss the opportunity to have on your checklist is a call to action. You don't want to just give them this amazing piece of value, all of this good information, and then don't provide a way for them to reach out to you. Lord, I pray you guys cannot hear my melody having a full-on fit. Because he is down there having one. Give me 1 second. See if I can get him to quiet down. Bet you he saw that light. But anyway, so before we close out, again, call to action. Making sure, nope, not after we close out, because after I finish showing you this, you need to know how to download it and then allow someone to be able to get it. So let's finish up on the call to action before we get to the download. On the call to action, you want to make sure that they know how to get in contact with you, right? Or right? Yes. So obviously, we would have our correct logo there. We would have our correct name of whatever the business or whatever it is there. So let me go back over here to the brand. Let's grab a different logo that we have over here. Pop it on here, one that you can actually see. Bring it down here. I don't know why this dog thinks I called him. Now he is standing up here looking at me, talking to me. I don't know if y'all can hear that or not. All right. We're just going to put my logo there completely. Hey, it's me that you're reaching out to. You want to make sure that you have a phone number, a QR code, some way for them to get in contact with you. Something needs to be on here that actually allows them to know how to get at you, how to get in contact with you. Whatever it is that you need to provide them, I'm just going and grabbing some options for you. Whatever it is that you need to provide on your checklist, on your cheat sheet, on your value give to the people, make sure it's on there. Okay. Have a QR code. This is the way you can get into the free community. Have a link, have a website, have an email address, whatever it is that you need to have on your checklist. Make sure it is either at the very top of the first page or at the very bottom of the first page, or flip that joker over. Make sure it's at the top or the bottom of that page. Make sure they know how to get in contact with you, right? So I've used the community QR code here. I've added my logo. If I were to go ahead and fill this out, I would have my direct business line on here. I don't know why this is acting up. My keyboard is acting up, 8808. All right. If I were interested in having them contact me on IG, then I would make sure that I had that there. Again, if I needed them to know my specific website, I would have that there. Right? If I wanted this to be the website, then do you see how I'm able to go in here and easily and quickly make the changes? And this is from a template, right? I didn't have to make this up. I didn't have to design this. I just chose to go in and use a template that was there. Quick, easy, fast. It does what I need for it to do. Okay. Now that you've added your information on here, y'all know this ain't as pretty as I would love it to be. This is me showing you as an example on something, so it's not fully branded to me, so you guys can understand whatever your niche product or service is, whatever your lifestyle, personal or business brand is, this is what your checklist should mimic when you go through the templates and find the one that is for your product, your niche, or your service, that is designed based on what your customer avatar, your ideal customer, needs and is looking for from you. That is the type of template that you want to utilize. I just grabbed a free template. I know the Brand You community is not going to give you a 5-step fast moving checklist. Okay. Hope you all, that didn't go over your head. You understand that. Okay. So making sure that you have a call to action. There's your call to action. Okay. Now, for me, it's driving me crazy that this is square and all my corners and this is rounded, but I'm going to remove myself from myself, and I'm going to continue with this training. Let's talk about how you now download this, okay? You want to download it as a PNG file if you're going to use it on a website, as a pop-up, as an image. If you want to download it as something that is going to be printed, where you will actually hold it up, hand it out, that you will give this value gift to someone, then you want to download it as a PDF. Why am I sticking strictly to the PNG or the PDF? Well, the PNG is going to allow the person who views that online to spread it large or small, and it's going to stay crisp. It's not going to become pixelated. You can also use an SVG file. It's not going to become blurry or pixelated. That's why I said PNG. So if they need to blow it up bigger because they're looking at it on their itty bitty tiny phone and they can't see all of these words, when they blow it up bigger on their phone, the words won't become blurry. A JPEG, they would become blurry. A GIF, they will become blurry. But a PNG or SVG file, they will not. A PDF file, it will not. A PDF file is also going to hold the text accurately, right? If you were to download this in some other format, then when you open it up, it may be jumbled because their system does not have those particular fonts. And then your stuff could look out of whack and janky. We don't want that. So PNG or PDF. PNG, Paul, North Carolina, I guess. God, PNG or PDF. Can y'all tell, even though I have military son, I do not speak that language? Okay. Now, when we go up here to the right, we're going to see the share file. We're going to click on share. When you click on share, then you're going to select to download it. Once you select to download it, the file type that I just talked with you about, PNG or PDF. So if you're going to email it, PDF standard. If you're going to print it, PDF print. If you're going to utilize it on websites and on social media posts, PNG. Am I clear? All right. So for the purpose of this, let's go ahead and go with the PNG. We know it's 2 images. It's going to put it in a compressed file because it's going to take both pages and put it inside one folder. So if you do not have the cognizance to understand how to extract and unzip, then download one page at a time. It happens. It's okay. Not everybody's systems makes it available for you to take 2 pages and download it as one file. So when you put it somewhere, it opens up as 2 separate files. That ain't how it works, y'all. So you may have to download it 1 page at a time. For a PDF, that doesn't happen. When you download it as a PDF, it does not compress it. It takes 1 page, sticks it right behind the other. It's one file. When it opens up on the PDF, you can do this, and then you can do that, or you can do this, and you can, it's different ways. It doesn't do that for a PDF. But for a PNG file, an image file, it's going to compress it into a folder, and then you have to have a system to extract it. Most systems come with that, okay? I'm going to make that example clear for you. So it's going to download pages 1 and 2, and I'm going to now say download. It's going to ask me again in most cases, are you sure you want to download this? But once it finishes downloading, it is now, because we didn't name this, it popped up as beige and black modern professional moving checklist. We did not name this. That's why it did that. But for the purpose right now of this, let's name this demo Canva checklist. And I date everything. 4/17/2026. See how here it says compressed zipped folder? Yes, save. Now we have that in a folder. Now, if I am the individual who's trying to share this document, this cheat sheet, this checklist, whatever this value give that I've just created, and I'm trying to share this with someone, they cannot get it out of the April 4 folder on my computer. I then have to go inside of, yes, you can use a free program like Google, and you can have a Google Drive. Yes, you can use a paid system like a Dropbox. Yes, you can use your own account within the brand new agency, and you can have that loaded into your media storage. All 3 of the locations that I just mentioned, they all have a link that can be made public that you can then connect your subdomain to. And I know this may be going over a few of your heads, but all it is a tiny link so they can access it quickly. Give me a minute. Been talking for a sec. Let me breathe through it. Okay. Now, I will go through more detailed in a separate training how that system happens. But for the purpose of what I want to share and show you today, because I said I would, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up here. As soon as my system acts like it has some sense, I'm going to pull up here on screen. And this is on my system where that demo Canva checklist, as you see, it has a zipper on it and a compressed file is located. What I'm going to do is right click, and then I'm going to get the option to extract all. And I'm going to select to extract all. It popped me open this box and it asked me, where do I want it to extract the folder to? Typically, it will put it in the same area that you just downloaded it to. If it does not, browse and find where you want to place it at and do that. And then usually you can show the files once extracted. I already know it's going to put it where I wanted to put it. I don't need it to show the files. So I'm going to select for it to extract. Okay. Now, for the purpose of showing you where it extracted it to, here is where it extracted it to. Demo Canva checklist. Double click that. And now you have page 1 and page 2. Let me make that a little bit bigger. You have page 1 and page 2. And as you see, when it pops up, it says the item type is a PNG file, right? So very quickly, let me share with you, if you have a Google Drive, if you have a Dropbox, if you have any of these files, you would take this and you would put it in a folder there, and you would get the link for that location, and you would point your subdomain to that. Yes, this part is getting ready to go very, very fast. So turn on your good listening ears. Going to minimize that. Going to go into this account. Going to go into my media storage. Going to double click on the Get Your Assets in Order folder. Going to double click on the April folder. Going to upload to this April folder. Going to go and locate where I have that demo app. I did not mean to put the zip folder in there. Let's go to upload again. Let's go to the demo one we just created. And here are the two files. Let me do both of them that way. Open them this way. Now they are both in there. If you wanted to combine this so that you could have one link to send someone, then you would definitely want to use the PDF version so you have one link. How do we get the PDF version? We go back to the file we were working on. Let me go back in here. Let me grab the name of it here so I can do this a little bit easier, because I want to name it. What did we name this? I want to copy that name there. All right. And I want to go up here in the box up here. And I want to name this. So now when we download it as a PDF, it's going to be named the same as the PNGs we just downloaded. That's the only reason I did that way. Okay. So now we're going to share this. And we're going to select download. And this time from the file type drop down, we're going to select PDF standard because we will be utilizing this for emailing. Select PDF standard. Yes, we want both pages. Yes, we want to compress and flatten it so it's in as small of a file size as possible, because depending on how many graphics you have in your project, you want people to be able to download and access it quickly, because y'all know we're in a microwave society and we want to say download. Now, we don't have to choose to whether it's going to show up compressed or not, because it's not. It's going to show up as one file, and we want to put it in the same folder as the other ones, but it's putting it as a PDF. That's why you don't see the folders in here, the files in there. And we're going to say save. So again, now if we go to that same location, we go into that same folder. When we go back in that folder, here is the PDF that we just saved. Okay. Again, now let's go over to our box. If we're going to put it on your Google Drive or your Dropbox or in your media folder, wherever you want to put it, we're going to double click on it and it's going to upload it there. Now you have one link. I'm going to right click and I'm going to say get link. Now that I have that link, to make sure I never forget, similar to what you see scrolling across the top of this stream, it says community.martinabrittjovicin.com. I know right now, if I wanted to share this with someone, I would share with them maybe demo CC. That's the Canva checklist, right? .martinabrittjovicin.com. How did I come up with that? Because right here it says demo Canva checklist. Nobody's going to remember all that. But if I wanted to share this with someone pretty quickly, I'd say demo CC. So for the purpose, I'm going to say right click. And now I have that saved one more time in my clipboard, right? But I also may be out and about. Well, maybe someone doesn't want to type in all of that. Then let's have them do a handy dandy QR code real quick, fast, in a hurry. Let's go into my sites. Let's go into the QR codes. Let's go and create a QR code. The QR code is going to be QR demo CC. And we're going to use what? A file type, right? What would that file type be? We could have it actually go get a document. We could have it go to a review link, a call, an SMS, email, payment, WhatsApp, funnels, form, survey, quiz. These are all the different things that we could have it go to. We just got a link, which is a website URL link. So let's say that as soon as we click that, it's going to ask us in the next step, what was that URL? That URL, we're going to paste it. How did we know it was a URL? Because it started out HTTPS. It was a link that we got. And we're going to say next. And so now that link is attached to this code. And now I'm available to download and save this QR code named Demo CC. And if you go and scan this right now, let me show it to you live and in living color. Let's pull up my camera on my other phone. I'm going to say save just to make sure it saves it. And then I'm going to open it back up to make sure that you guys can see it. It's right there on the camera. Let me turn my camera around. Let me show you. Currently, all right, that's me on the camera. I'm going to pull it up. What just came up on my phone right there? If you guys can see it. Get back over to you guys so I can see you and you can see me. What just came up on my phone? Did it go away? It sure did. So let's scan it again. What came up on my phone right there is the address. I'm going to tap it. And now that I've tapped it, it's asking me if I want to, hold on one second, Julian. It's asking me if I want to go to the file that I've just put up. And of course, my answer is yes. I want to go to the file that I just put up. And because I put the file up, y'all watch me take this personal moment. What's up, Ju? All right, I'll be there as soon as I finish up with this live. Bye. All right. And so now it's asking me about opening that file. And I'm trying to get it to come up on my phone. There we go. And so you guys can see it now. It popped up on my phone as a PDF, page 1. And you go to page 2, please. Page 1 and page 2. Can you guys see that? Page 1 and page 2 from the QR code. Okay. So that is how simple you can, and I know I use the word simple very lightly, but you guys understand what I'm saying. You can use a free system like Canva. You can use a free system like Google Drive. You can use a system like any QR code finder. Google even has them where you can set up a QR code. And again, if you were to use your domain, and if you have no earthly idea what I'm talking about, I have a training, simple print brand, simple web brand, simple social media brand. Okay. Any of those you can go to on YouTube and it will show you how to set up your domains and your subdomains so that you never have to forget links to any place you're trying to take someone down a winding journey to by utilizing a subdomain. So I hope this has been helpful to you guys. Again, if you come inside of, let me bring this up and show you for the final time. If you come inside of the Brand You agency, move myself up out of the way. If you come inside the free Brand You agency, this is a checklist that walks you through everything that I just did. How you find a template, which is located here. How you choose your colors in the brand template there. How you add and edit your content there. How you write an actionable checklist if you need to go in and change things, like listing 5 to 10 clear, concise, and actionable steps. How you then create your call to action at the very bottom, right where you want to direct them to. Finally, how you can use a share button, how you can download that PDF, and I will make sure I go in here and add, or you can utilize a subdomain, and I will make sure this link links you to the simple web brand.martinabrittyoverton.com, which will take you over to simpleWebBrand.martinabrittyoverton.com. Excuse me, which, as you see, will take you directly over here into everything that I talk about with regards to domains. So I asked the question here, if you want to just cheat the little thing a little bit and move forward, do you have a specific domain, where I talk about domains and websites and subdomains and search engines, everything in this video. The video is old. The information is exactly the same because that information does not change about how you are available to utilize domains and subdomains, which is the part that comes before the main domain, how you are available to use that information inside of your brand. So Again, I hope this information has been life-changing for you. I really do hope that it has been life-changing for you, that you understand why it is that we do what we do here at Family First Designs, a brand new agency to help you guys meet you. We meet you at the intersect of your idea, its identity, the systems, the software, and the strategy that you need to build your lifestyle, business, or personal brand on a solid foundation. Thank you again for your time today. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. And I look forward to seeing you and catching you on the very next stream.
Hey, Brandmaster Martina Britt Yelverton here, and I'm speaking directly to my brand new GenX speaker entrepreneurs. You know you have a powerful message to share, and now you're ready to step onto that stage, but you're stuck. You don't know where to start, how to get booked, or how to turn your speaking into actual income. Well, guess what? You're in the right place. As a Gen X myself, focusing my 2 decades of branding expertise exclusively on helping brand new speakers like you go from stuck and struggling to booked all the way to the bank. As the lead developer for the SpeakerCon 2025 virtual experience, brand strategist for Global Speakers University, and visionary of the Brand You Agency, I know exactly what personal brand and business systems you need to launch your speaking career. Here's the different approach in this AI-intensive market. I don't overcomplicate it. We're going to get your assets in order and build you a speaker brand from the ground up, one that is uniquely you, leverages AI, simplifies automations, positions you as the expert, and attracts the right opportunities to your value, your vision, and your voice. You're not alone, nor watching from the sidelines. You're actually building right alongside other brand new speakers who are also done being stuck. Every week I provide content so you can stop overthinking and start speaking. You'll get behind the scenes access to my methodology, real client case studies, and step-by-step strategies you can implement to launch your speaker brand. Each week we're live for Watch Me Work Wednesdays and set up Sundays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Bring your questions because it's real, it's raw, and it's about helping you get started while navigating life. This truly is a no gatekeeping community and a judgment-free zone. You don't need decades of experience to deserve premium positioning. You just need the right foundation so that your wisdom and your value can stand.